Your phone shows no signal. The power's been out for hours. Your family is scattered across town, and you have no way to reach them. What do? In a real emergency, the systems we depend on every day can vanish in seconds. Today, you're going to learn how to build a bulletproof family communication plan that works when everything else fails. We'll cover 4 layers of communication, from your everyday tools to old-school survival methods, so you'll never be left in the dark. Stick around until the end because we'll show you exactly how to put this plan together step by step. Welcome to Prep Pantry, where we help you prepare for anything life throws your way. If you're serious about keeping your family safe and connected, hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss our practical preparedness guides. Let's paint a picture. You wake up one morning and the power is out. Not just at your house, everywhere. You grab your phone to call your spouse at work, but the call won't connect. You try again? Nothing. You send a text, but it just sits there on sending. The internet is down. Social media won't load. You suddenly realize that your spouse is 20 miles away. Your kids are at school, and you have absolutely no way to reach them. This isn't some far-fetched scenario. It happens every time there's a major storm, a wildfire, an earthquake, or any event that overwhelms or damages our infrastructure. Cell towers get overloaded when everyone tries to call at once, or they lose power and go dark entirely. Internet service providers go offline. The invisible threads that connect our modern lives snap, and we're left scrambling. The scary part? Most of us are completely unprepared for this. We've become so dependent on our smartphones and the internet that we haven't considered what happens when they fail. And when your family is separated during a crisis, your spouse at work, kids at different locations, relatives out of state, the inability to communicate can quickly turn a stressful situation into a dangerous one. This is why redundancy matters. In the preparedness community, there's a saying that 2 is 1 and 1 is none. It means that if you only have one way to do something critical, like communicate, you actually have 0 reliable ways, because that one method can fail. You need backups, you need layers, you need a plan. That's where the PACE framework comes in. PACE stands for primary, alternate, contingency, and emergency. It's a simple system that helps you organize your communication options into layers, so when one method fails, you immediately have another one ready to go. Here's how it breaks down. Primary is what you use every day. Your cell phone, text messages, phone calls, email, messaging apps like WhatsApp or Signal, and social media. These tools are familiar, convenient, and usually reliable. The problem is that usually disappears real fast in an emergency. When disaster strikes and cell networks get overloaded, here's what you need to know. Text messages are more likely to get through than phone calls. This is because texts use much less bandwidth, and they retry automatically in the background. When everyone in your area is trying to call at the same time, the network gets jammed. But those little texts can slip through the cracks. So in an emergency, your first move should always be to text, not call. But even texting has its limits. If the towers lose power or get damaged, nothing is getting through. That's why you need to prepare your primary layer before disaster strikes. First, write down your important phone numbers. I'm serious, actually write them down on paper. Your spouse, your kids, your parents, close friends, and anyone else you'd need to contact in an emergency. Include at least one person who lives outside your region. This person becomes your family's relay point. If you can't reach each other locally, everyone sends their status updates to this out-of-area contact, and that person acts like an old-fashioned telephone operator, passing information between family members. Put this list in multiple places: your wallet, your phone case, your car's glove box, and your go-bag. You might even want to laminate it so it lasts. When your phone dies or gets lost, this piece of paper becomes invaluable. Now, here's something new that's changing the primary layer: satellite texting built into smartphones. If you have an iPhone 14 or newer, or certain newer Android models, you already have the ability to send short text messages via satellite, even when there's no cell signal or Wi-Fi. It's not fast. You have to be outside with a clear view of the sky, and messages take time to send. But it can be a genuine lifeline when you're stranded or when cell networks are completely overloaded. So your primary layer is all about maximizing what you already have and adding a few simple preparations. Write down those numbers, designate that out-of-area contact, and know how to use the technology you're already carrying. When your primary layer fails, when cell towers are down and your phone is useless, you move to your alternate layer. This is all about local communication. These are tools that let you talk directly with people nearby, within a few miles, without needing any infrastructure at all. Let's start with the simplest option, FRS Radios. FRS stands for Family Radio Service, and you probably know them as walkie-talkies. These are those handheld radios you can pick up at any outdoor store or online for $20 to $50. They don't require a license, they're incredibly easy to use, and they're perfect for short-range communication, usually up to a couple miles depending on terrain. FRS radios are great for staying in touch with family members during an evacuation, checking in with neighbors, or coordinating within your immediate area. They're not fancy, but they work, and that's what matters. Next step up, GMRS radios. GMRS stands for General Mobile Radio Service, and these are like FRS radios on steroids. They have more power and more range. We're talking several miles or more with a good handheld unit, and even farther if you mount one in your vehicle. The catch is you need a license, but it's incredibly easy to get. You just pay about $35 to the FCC, fill out a simple form online, and boom, you're licensed for 10 years. Even better, that license covers your entire family. GMRS radios are popular with off-road enthusiasts, campers, and families who want reliable communication over longer distances. If you live in a spread-out area or you want to stay in touch while traveling, GMRS is a solid choice. Now, if you want to go deeper into radio communication, there's ham radio. Ham radio, or amateur radio, has been around for over a century, and it's still one of the most capable communication tools you can own. Even a small handheld ham radio can reach several miles on its own, and if there are repeaters in your area, basically radio towers that extend your range, you can communicate across entire regions. Ham radio does require a license, but it's not hard to get. You study for a test, take it online or at a local exam session, and once you pass, you're part of a global community of radio operators. Ham radio opens up a world of possibilities, from local communication to bouncing signals off the atmosphere to talk to people on the other side of the planet. It's a skill worth learning if you're serious about preparedness. And here's something new and exciting, Meshtastic. Meshtastic devices are small, low-cost units, usually under $100, that send short text messages over a mesh network. No cell signal, no Wi-Fi, no subscription required. Each device acts as a node, and messages hop from device to device until we reach their destination. Imagine this. You and a group of families in your neighborhood each have a Meshtastic device. You've just created your own private communication network that works even when every other system is offline. Messages can travel several miles, and the more devices in the network, the farther they can reach. It's like building your own mini internet, and it's completely independent of any outside infrastructure. Your alternate layer is all about local coordination. It's the bridge between your everyday phone and the larger communication systems we'll talk about next. Whether you choose FRS, GMRS, ham radio, or Meshtastic, the goal is the same. Stay in touch with the people nearby when the normal systems fail. So what happens when your local area is completely dark? No cell towers, no power, repeaters offline, just static. This is when you move to your contingency layer. This layer is all about reaching people outside your immediate area and getting critical information from the outside world when local infrastructure has collapsed. The most practical tool for this is a satellite messenger. Devices like the Garmin InReach Mini, Zoleo, Motorola DeFi, and Spot units connect directly to satellites orbiting overhead. They let you send and receive short text messages from literally anywhere on Earth. No cell towers, no Wi-Fi, just you, the device, and a clear view of the sky. Let's talk about the Garmin InReach Mini as an example. It's about the size of a small phone, it uses the Iridium satellite network, which has global coverage, and it has a dedicated SOS button. If you're in trouble, you press that button, and emergency responders get your exact GPS coordinates and can communicate with you to send help. But even beyond emergencies, you can use it to send text messages to family, friends, or that out-of-area contact we talked about earlier. You can let people know you're okay, where you are, and what your plans are. These devices do require a subscription, usually somewhere between $15 to $60 a month, depending on the plan and features. Each manufacturer offers different options, so you can choose based on your budget and needs. If you travel, hike, go off-road, or just want the peace of mind that comes from being able to contact loved ones from anywhere, satellite messengers are worth every penny. Now, if you need more than just text messages, if you need full internet access during a total infrastructure collapse,
There is Starlink. Starlink provides high-speed internet via satellite. We're talking real internet. Email, news, video calls, software updates, coordination with emergency services, everything. The portable versions of Starlink are designed for exactly this kind of scenario. They set up in minutes, they work anywhere in the world, and they give you download speeds that are more than sufficient for any emergency communication need. The catch with Starlink is power.
It draws more juice than a small handheld radio, so you'll need a dedicated power source, something we'll talk about in detail shortly. But if you need to restore connectivity for your whole family, or even a small group during a disaster, Starlink is a game changer. For those of you who are already into ham radio or want to take it to the next level, there's something called Winlink. Winlink lets ham radio operators send emails and forms through radio waves, no internet required. It's used by emergency communication networks around the world. It's a more advanced skill, but it's incredibly powerful and worth exploring if you're committed to building serious communication capabilities. A contingency layer is your lifeline to the outside world when everything local has failed. Whether you're sending a quick text via satellite messenger, getting full internet through Starlink, or using ham radio to send emails over the airwaves, this layer gives you distance. It ensures that even in a worst-case scenario, you're not completely cut off. All right, now let's talk about the emergency layer. This is when every powered device is dead. Your phone is out of battery, your radios are silent, your satellite gear is offline, everything electronic has failed. What do? You go old school. You use methods that humans have relied on for thousands of years, methods that don't need batteries or networks or any technology at all. First, a signal mirror. This is a small, lightweight mirror, usually with a targeting hole in the center, that you use to flash sunlight towards someone in the distance. On a clear day, a signal mirror can be seen for miles. Aircraft, search teams, anyone looking for you can spot those flashes. It fits in your pocket, weighs almost nothing, and could save your life. Second, a whistle. Not just any whistle, a loud, piercing emergency whistle. You can blow a whistle with minimal effort, and it can be heard hundreds of yards away, even through dense forest or over the noise of wind and water. 3 short blasts is the universal distress signal. A whistle takes no energy compared to yelling, and it works when your voice gives out. Third, fire. Fire is one of the most visible signals you can create. During the day, smoke rises high into the air and can be seen from miles away. At night, the light from a fire stands out in the darkness. Fire also keeps you warm, lets you cook, and boosts morale. It's a survival staple for a reason. These tools, mirror, whistle, fire, are incredibly simple. They seem almost too basic, but they've saved countless lives. They fit in the palm of your hand, they weigh next to nothing, and they never run out of battery. In the worst-case scenario, when everything else has failed, simplicity and reliability are exactly what you need. Now here's the thing. Every single layer we've talked about, primary, alternate, contingency, and emergency, depends on one critical factor: power. Your cell phone needs power, your radios need power, your satellite messenger needs power, even your Starlink system needs power. Without it, your entire communication plan is just wishful thinking. This is why you need to think about power before you need it. Start small. A foldable solar panel and a compact power bank are a great first step. You can find quality solar panels that fold down to the size of a notebook and power banks that hold enough juice to charge your phone multiple times. Together, these 2 items will keep your phone, your FRS or GMRS radio, or your flashlight charged for days, maybe longer if you're conservative and efficient. If you want to scale up, especially if you're planning to use something like Starlink or other larger equipment, consider upgrading to a solar generator. These are basically large battery packs with built-in inverters and multiple charging ports. You can charge them with solar panels, and they can power everything from phones and radios to laptops and small appliances. But here's the key. Test everything before you need it. Don't wait for an emergency to figure out that your cables don't fit, or that your solar panel can't charge your power bank, or that your generator runs out of juice faster than you thought. Practice using your power systems. Charge your devices. Time how long your generator can run your equipment. Get comfortable with the process so that when the lights go out, you're not learning on the fly, you already know what to do. Power is the backbone of your communication plan. Treat it seriously, invest in it gradually, and practice with it regularly. All right, now it's time to put all of this together into a practical plan that your family can actually use. Step 1, map out your PACE plan. Take a blank sheet of paper, or better yet, download a family communication card template and list 1 or 2 tools for each layer. For example, your primary layer might be cell phone, text messages, and iPhone satellite messages. Your alternate layer might be GMRS radios, and you'd specify which channel and privacy code you'll use, like Channel 7, Privacy Code 21. Your contingency layer might be a Garmin InReach Mini and a Starlink portable system. And your emergency layer might list whistle, signal mirror, fire, and iPhone SOS. Write it all down. Be specific. If someone in your family picks up this card, they should know exactly what to do and what tools to use. Step 2, set check-in times. Decide when everyone should try to contact each other if the grid goes down. Maybe it's every morning at 8 a.m. and every evening at 8 p.m. Maybe during a rapidly changing situation, it's at the top of every hour. The exact times don't matter as much as everyone knowing the schedule. This way, nobody's wasting battery trying to reach each other constantly. They know when to listen and when to send. Step 3, define your rendezvous points.
Choose a primary location and a backup location where your family will meet if you can't communicate or can't get home. This might be a relative's house, a specific park, a church, or even a landmark everyone knows. Write these locations down clearly on your communication card so there's no confusion. Step 4, distribute the plan. Print multiple copies of your communication card. Put one in every go bag, one in each car's glove box, one in your emergency binder at home, and give one to each family member to keep with them. The idea is that even if you're separated and can't talk, everyone has the plan, everyone knows the gear, and everyone knows the fallback times and places. Step 5, practice and update. This isn't a one-and-done thing. Review your plan with your family regularly, run drills, test your radios, make sure everyone knows how to turn on the GMRS radio and switch to the right channel. Make sure everyone knows how to activate the SOS feature on your satellite messenger. As your family's needs change, as new technology comes out, as your kids get older or your living situation shifts, update the plan. A plan that sits in a drawer and never gets practiced is almost worthless. A plan that your family knows by heart, that you've tested and refined, is priceless. Let me be clear about something. Building a communication plan for emergencies isn't about having the fanciest gear or spending thousands of dollars. It's about redundancy and awareness. It's about thinking through the scenarios before they happen and making sure you have multiple ways to stay connected. Start with what you already have. Your phone, your ability to text, those phone numbers written on paper. Then layer on simple tools like FRS radios or a whistle. As your comfort and budget grow, add GMRS radios or a satellite messenger. If it makes sense for your situation, consider Starlink or ham radio. Build your plan piece by piece, step by step, until you know, really know, that you can stay connected no matter what. This isn't an all or nothing setup. You don't need to buy everything at once. You just need to start, and every layer you add makes your family safer, more resilient, and more confident. Let me walk you through a few real-world scenarios so you can see how this all works together. Scenario 1, local power outage. The power goes out in your neighborhood, cell service is spotty, but text messages are still getting through. You use your primary layer, you text your spouse and kids to check in, and everyone confirms they're okay. If texts start failing, you pull out your FRS or GMRS radios and coordinate with family and neighbors nearby. Crisis managed. Scenario 2, regional disaster. A major storm, hurricane, earthquake, wildfire knocks out cell towers and internet across your entire city. Your primary layer is down. You switch to your alternate layer and use GMRS radios to communicate locally with your family and neighbors. But you need to reach a relative out of state to let them know you're okay. You pull out your satellite messenger, type a quick message, and hit send. It goes up to a satellite and gets delivered. Your relative can relay that info to other family members who are worried. Contingency layer saves the day. Scenario 3, total grid down. A widespread event, massive solar storm, coordinated infrastructure attack, whatever, takes down all local systems. Power, cell, internet, everything is offline. You set up your Starlink system using your solar generator and restore internet access. You can now coordinate with others, get news, and send detailed messages. If your power runs out, you fall back on your emergency layer. You use your whistle to signal neighbors, your signal mirror if you need to attract attention during the day, or a fire at night to stay visible and warm. You're still functional. You're still connected. This is the power of layered planning. No single point of failure, no moment where you're left completely helpless. Now, no plan is complete without practice and community. You have to test your radios, your satellite messengers, your power systems before you need them in a real emergency. Involve your family in drills and discussions. Make it a regular thing, maybe once a quarter. Run through your communication plan. Have everyone turn on their radios and check in on the designated channel. Send a test message with your satellite device. Make sure the kids know where the whistles are and how to use them. Practice removes fear. It turns abstract plans into muscle memory, and it reveals problems before they become disasters, like realizing your radio batteries are dead or your satellite subscription expired, or nobody actually knows how to work the solar panel. And don't go it alone. Join online forums or local preparedness groups. Connect with neighbors who are also thinking about this stuff. Share experiences, trade knowledge, and learn from people who've been through real emergencies. Community is a force multiplier. When you work together, building mesh networks, sharing resources, coordinating communication plans, you become exponentially more resilient. Imagine a neighborhood where 10 families all have GMRS radios on the same channel, or Meshtastic devices forming a mesh network. Imagine a community that's practiced and prepared and knows how to support each other when the grid goes down. That's not just preparedness, that's power. Here's the truth. Uncertainty breeds anxiety. Not knowing what to do, not having a plan, feeling helpless when things go wrong, that's what creates fear and panic. But a well-thought-out communication plan turns uncertainty into confidence. By layering your options, primary, alternate, contingency, emergency, you ensure that you always have a way forward. By practicing your skills and involving your family, you turn theory into capability. By building community and sharing knowledge, you multiply your strength.
You don't need to be a tech genius or a survival expert. You just need to think ahead, prepare step by step, and commit to staying connected with the people who matter most. Start with the tools you already own. Write down those phone numbers, designate that out-of-area contact, then add new layers as your comfort and budget allow. Pick up a set of FRS radios and test them with your family. Save up for a satellite messenger if you travel or want that extra security. Build your power systems, make your communication card, and distribute it. Practice, update, repeat. Remember, redundancy is key. 2 is 1, 1 is none. The PACE framework, primary, alternate, contingency, emergency, gives you the roadmap to build a communication plan that works in any disaster. You now have a complete roadmap to keep your family connected in any emergency. Remember, primary, alternate, contingency, emergency. 4 layers that ensure you're never cut off. Start building your plan today. Download our free communication card template in the description below. If this video helped you, give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who needs to see it. Subscribe to Prep Pantry for more practical preparedness content every week. Stay safe, stay connected, and stay prepared.